Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to give you my thoughts on the 2024 The Garfield movie. Now, to set this up a little bit, I am I think, a fairly big fan of Garfield at this point. Although that fandom for me has been a bit scattered over the years more than I would have liked. Um, I've even always personally liked the 2000s live action films. I think they kind of nailed the portrayal of Garfield in that movie in both the first film, and Tale of Two Kitties. But it was only just in the recent time that I finally gave a serious look at the old original cartoons, the initial specials, getting to Garfield and Friends and such. So it clicked something in me. Now I absolutely love and adore Garfield. Um, so it pains and kind of bums me out a little bit in the midst of that to say I really did not care for this movie. Now I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that Chris Pratt was voicing him. He's actually one of the positives of the film. The creator of Garfield approved of the casting, and I honestly think Chris Pratt's voice, although it is really just Chris Pratt doing his regular voice for it, it fits the vibe of the character, and he does like fluctuate it a little bit here and there. But I think it fits the personality and sort of dry humor you come to expect. So he was one of the positives I have about it. I also like the animation for what it is. It's pretty common style of animation these days, but I think it looks pretty good for the most part. It's vibrant. It's interesting, engaging to look at. Um, but where the movie falters for me a bit, I lost interest in it as it went along. Um, it becomes sort of this heist movie with Garfield meeting his estranged father, and just the nature of the heist aspect of it was just not just the fact that it was over the top. I could have enjoyed some sort of form of other adventure with this in the midst of the father plot point. Um, but in the execution of it, it really didn't feel distinguishably like Garfield. It felt like it was just some random animated movie plot that they just plucked or just inserted Garfieldisms into, essentially. It feels like it could have been in any other character's story for a movie. Um, so it ends up just feeling, instead of like, oh yeah, Garfield movie in 2024, it's Garfield in an animated movie in 2024. It just, again, just very generic. Samuel Jackson voicing his dad did not work for me. Not like necessarily did a bad job voice acting wise, but the character I didn't really care about. In the initial flashbacks, I liked how they portrayed it, and this is earlier in the movie when I was still kind of hopeful. Um, but I just found that kind of irritating, honestly. Um, the villain, Jinx, I believe her name is. I forget who voices her, but I did not mind her. Odie is fine, for what purpose he serves. Kind of that earlier first half of the movie, I was liking it fairly well. I was like, okay, why is this gone over so poorly? I want a sequel. Then it just kind of dipped and flatlined. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like seeing Garfield. I don't think it's a bad version or portrayal of Garfield. I just wish he was in a better movie that just didn't feel like every other animated movie. So I don't know. It's not that I just need like a traditional, smaller scale house story of Garfield. There have been adventures both in the comics and in the original show and specials that branched out a bit. But they've managed to kind of stick out and stand the test of time for a reason. And I don't know, this one I just don't really see being that way. All the old specials I've liked more than this one. I don't know. It's a shame because I don't think Chris Pratt was a bad choice for the voice, and I like Chris Pratt too. But anyway, if I had to rate it, I'm giving it like a C plus. Like, it's not like necessarily terrible or bad or anything. Just it's here, and yeah. Follow me on TikTok, of course, Twitter, Instagram,